Good evening, all, and welcome to the Tactical Devils. I'm your host, Jarvis Cocker, and with me tonight, as always, my co-host and friend, Stu Woolley. Tonight, we will talk about the latest transfer news. There's been some updates on the Emi Martínez link to Man United, Aston Villa. There's apparently there's some rumors that Man United want João Palhinha on loan. We will go into that and analyze how João Palhinha actually would fit into this Amarim system. There's also some updates on Onana. Man United not desperate to sell. There's some updates on Osimhen. So a lot of things. Vanja Milinkovic-Savic, Nicholas Jackson news, Nico Williams, Rashford, you name it. There's so much to delve into. So it's Thursday night. Stu and I will guide you through it, probably 90 minutes plus. So stay tuned and we will be back after the intro. So see you in a second. Yes, people, Tactical Devils are back. It's Thursday night, and with me tonight I have this guy by my side, and we will try to guide you through the next 90 minutes of football and transfer news. But this is a special show. The Thursday night show is also about tactics. We will try to analyze the player profile, see how they fit into the system, look at their stats, and talk about, in general, Man United. So it's also good to see a lot of people tuning in already. I will read out a couple of the names after a while. But first of all, I want to talk to my co-pilot, Stu Woolley. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm all right. Yeah, busy day today. Not long got back, but I'm back. It was touch and go, but I've made it. And, I'm here. But I've had a really good day, an interesting day today. So, I've had to work again today. What's going on? I think I retired years ago. It's no good this working lot, It's crikey.
It's a hassle. You have to get up every morning, be there all day. You hardly get any time to do your stuff, and then you have to go home tired.
I no time for the sunbed or anything. Got my hair cut, wax my eyebrows. None of that today. I'm not happy. My nails need doing. It's been bad. Yeah. No, it's been a really, really good day. Interesting. Bits and pieces I picked up on the drive back. To be honest, some of the things I'm quite happy about. Some of the things I'm getting bored about, and I'm sure you know which one I'm bored about already.
Yeah, we are all.
I think we're all bored of that one. But football is itself. I'm worried it's going to lose its captivation that hooked us when we were kids. Stuff that Manchester United, recategorizing all the tickets, for example, there's going to price families out. And you should never price the chance to take a young child, a young son or daughter to Old Trafford because you can't afford to pay £92 a ticket. It is just ridiculous. So I'm quite disappointed and despondent about that. I've been chuckling away about the World Club Cup again today. But one thing I did chuckle about more than anything last night, and I did get an elbow in the ribs because I woke somebody up, and she's like, it was somebody had the gall to go on Twitter and say that Nicholas Jackson would be ideal foil to work alongside Mbeumo and Cunha. And I wish I was looking for the tweet again, and I can't find it because I was going to send it to you. But the absolute gall of it. I couldn't quite believe it. I thought, hold on. don't be jumping on the Jarvis bandwagon just yet. You're 3 days too late, fella. 4 days too late. Broken.
Three weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks. Yeah, broken on Tactical Devils first by the transfer guru himself, Jarvis Cocker. And this guy had the cheek to actually offer a small paragraph as to why he would work. And I couldn't stop laughing. My hay fever was bad, but the tears in my eyes were just too much. So I was looking for a hazy fog in the end as he was trying to describe Nicholas Jackson, and he called him Nico Jackson. As if
I'm seeing that Nico Jackson is the way they write his name now on Twitter.
He is the man. He is the man. He's on the name on everybody's list.
Can you imagine if we end up signing Nico Jackson?
Yeah, it's Friday tomorrow, pal. But it's been absolutely baking hot in the UK today. It's been we've hit highs of about 34, 35, which for us,
that's out of the usual.
Us Brits, we can't cope with that. We start moaning if anything over 23. We start whinging.
Do you have AC in your house?
Yes, you have to. Well, yeah, you kind of open the windows and that, yeah. So we don't have AC. Most houses in the UK don't have AC, is what you guys would do. Anyway, with a
we have heat pumps, but you can reverse them and just.
You need a heat pump though, don't you? So
we need a heat pump. That's just the way it is. I just want to say hi to the people tuning in, and I see Danny B coming in early and say hit that like button on the way in with the green and gold heart emoji and thumbs up. Big up, Danny B. Good to see you, one of the loyal followers of Tactical Devils. We have Bernard Ukurtu coming in and say nice to hear from you. Big up. Bernard, good to see you. We have one done MUFC 45. He said the Colombian would be a better fit. Yes, we will talk about the Colombian. I have some updates. If you are talking, no, it's a Venezuelan, or is it Colombian?
He's not Colombian. The gang clad. He's not.
Richard Ríos. Richard
Ríos we're talking about. Yes,
sorry. But he's not Colombian as far as I know. I think he's
I'm not quite sure.
Brazilian or Venezuelan. Well, big up. Anyway, one done MUFC 45. It's good to see you. And we have Tega DB coming in and say, absolutely love this show. Keep up the amazing work. And
thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate
Thank you.
I appreciate that. And we have MUFC 14 coming in and say evening MUFC 14. Good to see you. Also, we have Nash coming in and say, as an American, I appreciate that the fan base fights to try to keep the prices low, the ticket prices low. And here, the only way is to get a decent prices on tickets are on the secondary market when your team plays poorly. Yes. We know the Americanization of British football. A lot of the owners are from the States, and unfortunately, the ticket prices are going just one way, and that's up. So,
I'm afraid so.
It's not a good thing. I saw Andy Tate talking about it. The tickets before 60, 65 pounds, now 90, 95 pounds. So it's quite a remarkable ticket rise.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. The thing is, Jarvis, I've said it before and I'll say it again. They don't want season ticket holders anymore. They don't want legacy fans like me anymore. No. I've read somewhere, and I'm pretty sure it's true, that the season tickets behind the dugouts have been moved, and they're selling seats there now for about £599 a match or more. You know, if I don't go to a game, I get face value of my ticket back, and then they go and charge 90 quid for my ticket. So they're making, I don't know, on my original price last year, 60 quid off of my ticket. So they don't want me going. They want me to sell my ticket back so that they can resell my ticket and make me even more money. It's becoming a joke, and it's really, really sad. Really sad.
And Dave also comes in. Big up, Dave. Cheapest ticket now is £50. Scandalous.
It is. Absolutely.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, evening, Sebastian. Good to see you again. Boxing Straight Talks in as well. Johnny K. The
Johnny
legends.
Kermode, big up Johnny K. Good to see you. If you want to jump on Johnny K, just let us know and I'll send you the link
Come
as
on if you like.
always. As always.
Yes.
Let's. Oh, I see people is actually confirming that Richard Ríos is Colombian. So yeah. Okay. Thank you for letting me know.
Yes, thank you.
This brain is getting old. I can't remember
this
everything.
brain is definitely getting old. I did see that today, by the way, Wandon, that the co-owner of Chelsea is looking to buy.
Oh,
yeah, the Lakers for 10 billion.
Lakers, fast break makers, kings of the court.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Johnny K working. Unlucky old friend, but thanks very much for tuning in, pal.
Mm-hmm. And Paul Evans touched on one thing: is that football is not for the fans anymore. And
you're right, Paul.
Feels like it. It's not for them.
Right, thanks for joining us, pal. Your new name, I believe, new name.
Yeah, it's good to see. Well, I think I've seen the name before, but big up Paul Evans. Thank you for
apologies,
coming
Paul,
back.
If we have. Apologies.
Yes, we have 117 people watching already. People are starting to tune in. 41 on YouTube. So the only way you can help us out right now is to smash the like, and if you are new, subscribe to the channel, and we will get going with the show. So first news, and the headline of the show is about Palhinha. I know you rate Palhinha really high, Stu, and is one of your favorite players besides Brozovic. But Palhinha, I think he's a massive midfielder. He can stride. He covers a lot of ground. He's hard on the tackle, defensively astute, and he can also contribute going forward. He's even dangerous sometimes if he's up in the 18-yard box and can score goals. So let me just read out the news first, and then I will let you talk about him, Stu. The link is as follows. Let me just bring it up here so you guys can see it. Yeah, there we go. Just in, Man United have identified João Palhinha as an intriguing low-cost option this summer. He brings valuable Premier League experience and is seen as a seamless fit for Amarim's system. As we know, he played under Amarim in the early Sporting years. Early signs suggest he could be available for around £30 million, and United's interest in Palhinha dates back to his Fulham days. And this is from Gimme Sport, Danny Rust 10, and Dean Jones Soccer. They are the one reporting this. So there are apparently some links to Man United, but what I could read from it is that Man United wants a loan deal. But the problem is Bayern wants a sale. They want a permanent sale, and Fulham is also in the picture. So there are options. It's not looking close. It's just a fringe rumor. Dean Jones, sometimes reliable, sometimes not. It's not a tier one. So I'm not saying we're signing Palhinha, but I want to talk about it because I think he's a midfielder maybe we should go for. So, Stu, give me your 2 cents on Palhinha.
Well, as you would expect, I will wax lyrical about him. I think he was a brilliant player, but he should never have gone to Bayern Munich 2 seasons ago. He should have come to Manchester United 2 seasons ago. And I kind of agree with Danny B. And look, we've said this before, and I'll say it again. The devilish tacticos have a huge knowledge. Hi, Jamie, of football. And Danny's right. 2 seasons ago, Palhinha was the perfect package for us. I was raving about him, Jarvis. And I don't rave or wax lyrical about many players, as you well know. But Palhinha, for me, would have added that steel, that guile that we needed 2 seasons ago. And it would have been a big difference if we'd had Palhinha in rather than maybe Casemiro to an extent, which came in.
Yeah.
We also have noticed, and we've said on this program, on this channel, a few times that Fulham haven't really missed Palhinha due to the emergence of Sander Berge, and that's true. That's a true statement. They haven't. 2 years ago, Palhinha read the game brilliantly. His appreciation of where to be at the right time to transition the ball, to stop counter-attacks, his aerial ability, his tackling ability, his distribution. He was pretty much everything that we need today and needed 2 seasons ago.
Mm.
But there's problems. But there's been problems at Bayern Munich, lack of game time, injuries, and I'm not really sure we would be getting the João Palhinha that I was drooling about 2 years ago if he stepped through the door tomorrow. And that's my only issue. And if you recall 4 years ago, Jarvis, I was babbling on about Brozovic.
Yeah, I know.
He would have been, again, ideal for us at that particular time. Now, these are two great players, brilliant exponents of their chosen position on a football pitch. Absolutely. And Palhinha, I'd love him. And I still actually think he would do a job for us, but not the job that he would have done 2 years ago because he's 2 years older. Now, look, people will say that about players. Well, he's this age and he's that age. Look, if you look after yourself, Ronaldo, Sergio Ramos, still playing. What's the old Santi Cazorla? He's 40, still playing.
Yeah, still going.
There are some heavy older players still playing in the top leagues in and around Europe. They can do it, and they've looked after themselves. If you can keep, and I'm sure Danny B would agree with me on this, if you could keep a Palhinha fit, and you weren't relying on box-to-box play, you were just relying on a 6, which operates in a certain circle that doesn't have to rely on pace, but it can rely on guile, positioning, strength, because he will still have the guile, the positioning, the strength, the aerial ability, the tackling ability, the passing ability, but he lacks the legs, and Danny's right, to move around to the extent that we would have seen 2 seasons ago. Now, then I think he's worth a punt. I really do. But then you can't play. Casemiro comes out the team completely. So does Ugarte, because you will then, for me, play a 6 and 2 8s. Because I think Danny said, if I'm not mistaken, I think he has, Danny, to be honest. I don't think he's too bad with his ball playing ability. I quite like him from there. I don't want anyone to rush a 20-yard pass. I'll be looking at a small 5 to 10. Okay, that's what I'll be looking at from him. I'll be looking at very short movements and that. But you would have to play him and 2 others, so Bruno and another. And the other 8 alongside Bruno would have to be the cover for Palhinha, because 100% he just doesn't have the legs to get around what he would do 2 years ago. So for me, it's an interesting one. I can see why we're linked. If he goes to Fulham, I don't see him getting into Fulham's first 11.
Not as long as Sander Berge is injury free and playing. Yeah.
If we could do a swap, he goes to Fulham and we get Sander Berge, absolutely, absolutely. But I wouldn't. Then I would stop believing. Yeah, but I wouldn't say no to him, because I do think he could come in and do something for us, but not what he would have done 2 years ago. And that's
we all saw Casemiro had a good season last season. He improved again. With the right fitness and nutrition regime, I think you can play football nowadays up until 36, 37 without a problem.
You can.
Yeah, as long as you stay injury free, I think you will be fine. That's just how the science has evolved. Hilbert Mason is coming in. It says he's watching from Dominica and in the Caribbean island. Yeah.
Fantastic.
It's amazing.
Right.
I see you in the northern Norway.
Great to see you, Carl. Great to see you. Great to see you.
Manchester area, and people are watching from Dominica. So yeah, that's amazing. Good to have you on. The Bootinator coming in and say evening all, 23 likes, people, 190 people watching, 78 on YouTube. So if you haven't, please do us a favor and smash the like.
We missed that, Jarvis. Jamie, apologies, mate. We're so sorry. So sorry. Big up to your granddad. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough times.
Thanks for tuning in.
I'm sorry to hear, Jamie. I hope you're well.
I'm truly sorry about that, pal.
Yeah. Derek Boyle is coming in and say, big up Jarvis. Hope your channel does well. Good footballing chat, no shouting and roaring. Yeah, we'll try to avoid that.
With Twitches.
We have Twitches. Inhalers man always coming in from Twitch.
He loves it. He loves it. He loves it. We're Twitch legends now, just in case nobody knows.
Yes. Inhalers man is the Twitch legend. He's the only one.
Yes, he's a Twitch legend for us. But yeah, we're well watched on Twitch, are you, Jarvis? Well watched. Yeah, 2 people at a time, maybe. One person. I don't know. What do you think about Palhinha now? Then,
I just want to say there were so many new arrivals in the chat, so I just wanted to say hi to the new faces. And we have Africa Man coming in and say, please, what's the update about Mbeumo?
I think that's going to be okay. It's going to be positive.
Yes, there will be some updates on Mbeumo. United is possibly giving a new offer more than 60 million, according to Duncan Castles. But we will go through it and talk more about Mbeumo later. But first of all, we want to finish the Palhinha segment. So we are on 30 likes now, according to one of our best moderators, the Bootinator, always keeping count of the likes. So I appreciate everything you do, the Bootinator, one of the legends of the chat. My thoughts about the Palhinha is okay. First of all, I wanna share this one. I want us to go into the tactics. So when it comes to Palhinha, I have compared him to one player that's similar, and that's Manuel Ugarte. So this is the Premier League stats and the Bundesliga stats from both of them. So Palhinha is on the left here, you can see, and Ugarte is on the right. So this is their heat maps. It's kind of similar, but it looks like Ugarte has a bigger range. You see this more dark in a bigger circle here, but if you go with Palhinha, it's more central. It could do with the way the teams play. But
can I just say one thing? Say one thing? What you just demonstrated there about Ugarte and what you just demonstrated there about Palhinha is the way that I want a 6 to play. That's the circuit. That's the Jan Molby position I talk about all the time, and you just demonstrated it perfectly for me. So sorry, I just wanted to make that point.
Yeah, but it's a good point. It's a decent point, and when I look at it, I don't know what you take from it, but for me, it could be the way Bayern plays. They are more in possession. Man United lose possession more, so Ugarte is getting dragged more and more out of position.
Correct.
I think that's the reason why the heat map is different. But as you see here, I think they're quite similar as players. But
there's a couple of things actually to pick up from that heat map, and that is, if you look at just say for example, Onana is to our left as we look at it, so our goal is to left on each heat maps. The issue that we've got is our possessional transitional loss all the time. That's why you're seeing a lot more deeper red in defensive areas with Ugarte than you are with Bayern. You're absolutely right, because when the ball goes up top, it's being held up, isn't it, by Harry Kane? It's being held up by Leroy Sané or Elise. They're getting the ball and they're winning and they're holding it. Kimmich is moving the ball up quite nicely. So we're not that there's no, when you look at the heat map from a defensive point of view, there's no scrambling around thinking, fucking hell, I've got to get from here to here, here to here, here to here. It's more a controlled heat map as opposed to Ugarte's more of a chaotic heat map, because he's got to go everywhere. What's really interesting for me, Jarvis, and I think you're probably going to pick it up next anyway, so sorry, But if you look at the darker, just to the right of the circle, the darker heat maps to the left and to the right, in the perfect position, which is the middle third. We're talking
This one or
no, the next one. Sorry,
this one?
that's the one. Yeah, and that one below,
Hmm.
and that one below.
Yeah,
And then if you draw a line from the 18-yard box to the 18-yard box on both sides, he's exactly where you want him. If you can draw a line from each 18-yard box to it, that's it. And then he operates where we want him to operate. That's the critical area we want him to operate. And he operates in the line. So and Martinez is looking for that through ball into a central midfielder. He's picking it up on both sides, left and right. So his positional play, his understanding and reading of the game is way, way better than Ugarte's. However, Ugarte's is way more chaotic because we're more chaotic as a team. And that's the key. That's the key to it, in my opinion. And we often talk about that, don't we? That middle third. And it's a brilliant heat map to demonstrate.
You are spot on, and I was going to talk about this, and
yeah, sorry, I was
going to mention what I
didn't want to steal any thunder there, pal. Sorry.
No, you're not. But I was going to talk about the half spaces because I would reckon most likely Palhinha's starting position would be somewhere around here.
Exactly right.
And then you move out because now in the modern game, the opposition try to attack the half spaces. That's where the space is. So you see him in this position moving out, and it's more in these 4 dark areas. So I as you said, I think he's very positionally aware and really good in defending the danger areas on the pitch. That's what I take from it.
Yeah, it really is quite interesting. I mean, Danny B here also makes a great point. Collier is very similar. Could we expedite Collier a bit quicker into the first team? I think he's a brilliant player. I don't see him playing too much next season, but great player. And I think Danny's right. I agree. I think very, very similar to Ugarte, but Ugarte again, Collier again, and Palhinha could be coming into a completely chaotic side. Hence, it's a chaotic heat map. So it's really interesting. It's really interesting that.
Yeah, that's an interesting. And I saw someone, I think it was Boxing Straight Talk, who wanted to see Casemiro comparison, and this is Casemiro compared to Palhinha, and you see Casemiro operates much more centrally in a way. You see here's a dark red in all of this area.
Yeah.
But I think that's because of Bruno, and we have to hold that area because Bruno roams around everywhere else.
It's quite interesting actually. Casemiro appears to migrate left to the left side of the pitch. That's really quite an interesting heat map. That, but again, though, Casemiro operates in the central corridor between the width of the 18-yard box, doesn't he? That's where he operates. He doesn't ever go out wide. Well, he does, but not much at all. Same as Palhinha, they operate where they should operate, and that is right in the middle. Boxer Straight Talk made a great point actually about Casemiro and how he's really dug deep to get himself back to some level of top level football, i.e., playing for Brazil again. So I think you're right. We should attach more respect to his name than I think perhaps we have done really. So I do agree with your Boxing Straight Talk on that one.
Yeah. Boxing Straight Talk knows his football. I just want to read out this comment from Sebastian. He say Ugarte's position is confusing because of the team difficulties. In more stable teams, I think he can do a great job. A bit too late to go for Palhinha now. I would prefer to go for Onana, to be honest. Yeah, and we're talking about Onana from Aston Villa, the former Everton midfielder.
I think they're right. I think Palhinha, as I say, 2 years ago, I think we all would have snapped his hand off. We would have. We all would have bought him. We saw what he did to Fulham. But yeah, it's interesting. And it really is because he's gone to Bayern. He's gone into a more stable team. But yet Fulham have got even better with Bergin there. It's really interesting. It's a really good debate. This, to be fair.
It is, but it's just because of you guys, the guys in the live chat. You come in with so many
Danny's got it going.
good,
Danny's got the thing going. No, absolutely, I agree. I think it's a really interesting take. But that heat map was very interesting. It really did demonstrate with Casemiro particularly and Ugarte particularly. Palhinha. And Ugarte is in a more chaotic side. How they just operate within that corridor. That's where you want your six to play. You're right about Ugarte. I think Bruno overpowers him, not in his personality, but he's just never there when Ugarte needs him.
So I see that there's over 100 people watching on YouTube at the moment. I just want to give the new arrivers a little update on what we are talking about, because this came out today. It's Man United have identified João Palhinha as an intriguing low-cost option this summer. He brings Premier League experience and is seamless to fit Amarim's system. And early signs could suggest it could be available for around 30 million. He's not playing much for Bayern, so it could be an option. So that's why we're talking about how he would fit. The source for this link is weak. Is Dean Jones Soccer, so it's not the strongest link, but he's not a. You have right sometimes, so it's worth the discussion. And by the way, I just want to bring up this. I want to talk a little bit more about Palhinha. So. If you look at it, he's 30. He's basically
31, isn't he?
30 years of age now. 29, 345 days.
Right.
He's 6'3", 170 pounds. That's 190 and 77 kilos. So Portuguese. He only played 17 games, 673 minutes last season, so he don't get a lot of game time for Bayern, as we can see. And when you look at his stats, pass attempts, pass completion is high in the 90s. Touches, he's like to be involved in the play. Tackles, 93%, one of the best tacklers of the Premier League in his time. He puts in 3.19 tackles a game and aerial ones in the 96%. So 2.34 average a game. So, his stats are good. But I want to go a little bit deeper here, Stu. When you look at his stats for passing.
Yes.
This is the interesting thing. Pass complete, when it comes to short passes, it's these three. He's in the 95, 94,
he's a short
and 99.
He uses the short game. He's a short game player. I agree. I think Danny's right. He's not going to be progressive in his passing. I absolutely agree with that. He's a short game player. And sometimes a really good six, Jarvis, will take it from the centre half and just move it 5 yards, move it 6 yards, 10 yards. But you've got to have the willing runners, so to speak, or people showing for the ball. So you're going to have people like Cunha showing for the ball. You're going to have people like Mbeumo showing for the ball. I think Bruno's, 11 assists or 18 assists, whatever it was last season. I think he gets 20, 25 assists with Mbeumo and Cunha next season.
Yeah.
So if you can get the ball, you can recycle the ball to Bruno. I think then Bruno recycles the ball directly to whoever, Cunha or Mbeumo. And I think his assists going to the 20s easy. But it's finding that player to recycle the ball, isn't it?
Yes.
So he wins it and he moves it.
Yeah, he wins it and moves it, and you see he's in the high 90 in medium passes, also completed attempt and pass completion. But when it comes to long passes, he's a little bit down, but it's not too bad. It's 70%, 66 and 67. So it's quite high. And when it comes into passes into final third, he's in the 6.49 a game. So that's really good. I want to look at his carries, if he can carry the ball. Take-ons, no. Take-ons and dribbles. Let's see.
He's not a ball carrier, is he?
Yeah, and when we come to defense, it's all 90s. It's tackles one, defensive third, mid third, attacking third, dribblers tackled. You can't go past him. No one shall pass. as they said in Lord of the Rings, is in the 99 percentile. So it's probably the best one-on-one defender in all of Europe of defensive midfielders. And
Probably Rodri's better, isn't he? I mean, Rodri's the pinnacle, isn't he? Let's be honest.
Yeah, well, if you are in 99%, you are in the
I hate Rodri though. I'd like that on record because he plays for City. If he played for United, I'd love him, but I hate him. I want him to be English as well, not Spanish.
Yeah,
so
I agree. I just want to see if we have any of the attributes. Okay, successful take-ons. You know how to handle the ball. You know how to dribble. It's in the 78 percentile, so it's not too bad. When
it's
it
a
comes
short
to
dribble,
carries,
though, isn't it, Jarvis? That it's a short
but
dribble. It's out my foot, 2 yards, move.
Mm.
Well, I've got no problem with that, pal.
No, neither do I. And when it comes to carries, it's in the 87 percentile. So, even that stat is quite high and good, and it fits into Amarim's system. But this is miscontrols. He loses the ball a lot. So
Rodri, yeah.
Yeah. So, it gives you a little picture of Palhinha. We all seen him play for Fulham in the Premier League against us. But 2 years has gone since he last played in the Premier League. And, if there's a possibility for a loan deal just for 1 year, I would take it. That's my opinion.
Hock was saying that good to see you, by the way, Hock. I'm not going to try it tonight, pal. He says I mentioned this a few streams ago. Palhinha, he hasn't been used much by company because of company system and style. Nothing to do with Palhinha's abilities or any injuries, etc. And Naz has come in saying we shouldn't get Palhinha. He's a bit past it. We need mobility in that area. Thoughts on someone like Guendouzi? Well, okay.
Yeah, well, he's more of a deep playmaker in a way. More like, I would say,
yeah, he's not a
young type of player, like to drop down, roam with the ball. Yeah, so, but I agree. I like Guendouzi. I like him.
Yes. I mean, look, we had a chance to get Casado, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Enough said. Enough said. I mean, I like Guendouzi actually to say as well. But like I say, I think we'll all be in agreement. Palhinha 2 years ago, it's a yes, isn't it? Before he went to Bayern Munich.
But the news is Man United are looking for a loan, but Bayern wants a permanent sale, 30 million.
Yeah, I mean,
So the thing is, do we go for the 30 million or try to bargain it down, or go for the loan?
I think if they're interested, they'll do some negotiations. But I mean, ultimately, we were talking about Hayden Hackney. Danny B's mentioned Hackney a few times tonight. We're talking about Hayden Hackney, and we know we can pick him up for sub 20 mil. Does he go straight in? That's my only question. I don't know. We've only seen him once or twice, haven't we, Jarvis? So we're not huge aficionados on Hackney. Something I definitely need to look into. But I know he's been very, very highly rated by everybody at Middlesbrough, and I think they'll get some suitors.
Yeah. He looks like a talented young lad, Hayden Hackney. There's a question here from Mohamed Saki. Say, I wonder why Amarim don't play Ugarte regularly now. He gave us some battle in midfield and scored some goals. He's not playing regularly under Amarim, and it's quite strange when you think of it, because he played.
Yeah, but I was about to say that if you look at his history, he's not been a regular, has he? Didn't get in at PSG.
No.
He's struggled at United, in and out the sporting team. I don't know. Some players aren't there to play regularly, are they? But interesting. No. Good question.
Yeah,
good question. I love this from Catherine.
I just want to bring up this Kamala Petitbon now coming in. It's a new face I've seen.
Yeah, sorry.
L1 with PL Heatmap. Oh, League and Premier League.
One and Premier League.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I would try to check it out, but I won't do it on air. I haven't done my research, so I wouldn't know what to say. But it's an interesting take.
We will do that, Kamal. Yeah, we will do it. I love this from Catherine. she's absolutely right. It's a waste of talent. Should never have left the Premier League. The grass isn't always greener on the other side. Never has a truer phrase, sentence been spoken.
Big up, Catherine. And we have I Am Titanium coming in. Big up, chat. I see Stephanie Griffith. I see Hawk is here. A lot of new face. Daniel Brain. Big up, Daniel. And yeah.
Apparently, yeah, that's shit we've done in the past. What we're referring to on that one?
Yeah, we were talking about Palhinha. You know, we don't
Oh,
want.
okay. Yeah.
But I think the question is, do we want him on loan for one season?
Right. Yeah.
We have a couple of young midfielders, Seko Kune. We have Collier, even Kobe Mainu if he stays. And I think we will be better off when it comes to midfield next season when they are a year older. And we also have the Fletcher twins coming up. A lot of talent when it comes to midfield. So maybe Palhinha as a stopgap just for one season could be a viable option in my mind.
Yeah. Dave 147 says need to be quick on Hackney. Spurs wanting.
Okay. Well, for me that ends the Palhinha.
Yes. Good debate. Enjoyed it.
And an update. Yeah, it was really good. Really good. I enjoyed it. Should we talk about Richard Ríos right now?
Yeah. What was next on the list?
Yeah. Okay. Emi Martínez, the goalkeeper. Wow. But I know all the other channels that cover this up and down all day long. So we can just mention it really quick. Let me just bring it up here. Where is it? I have loads of. Okay, let's do this one. When I scroll through X, I do screenshots, so I show them to usually. So Emi Martínez would be willing to join Man United, according to Fabrizio Romano. He would be willing to join Man United this summer, even without Champions League football. And initial contact has been made with his agent, and Martínez is waiting to see what's happened with Andre Onana. So when we talk about this, there's some other updates also. It's this one from another journalist. He says talks between Man United and Aston Villa over Emi Martínez are set to commence in the next few days, and Martínez already given the green light to sign for Man United, with talks advancing in the last few days. It's from Uriel Luigi. I don't know what outlet that is, but it's Center Devils quoting it, so it has to be a viable source. And lastly, when it comes to all of this, when it comes to the goalkeeper carousel, there was some updates tonight on Onana, and this came out just to put everything in perspective. Said Justin, Man United are not desperate to sell Andre Onana, and he's still part of the project, but in the case of a good proposal for all parties, he is not untouchable. So we are open selling him, but the club tried to look cool, you know. We don't want to look desperate. I think that's the case, and Fabrizio Romano is saying this. So Stu, how do you see this Martínez Onana situation turn out?
I'm becoming as bored of that one as I am the other one, which I can't even bring myself to speak about Mr. Gyökeres anymore because I'm bored of that. There's two things happening here, and that is A, Manchester United holds serious interest in Martínez, irrespective of what happens with Onana, or Villa are feeding information to the press that, or Martínez camp is feeding information to the press that he would be interested in moving to Manchester United, and they're seeing where the land lies in terms of, can I turn a page and can I get Manchester United execs to start moving my way? so I can get a move to Manchester United. I think it's probably as much as I want Emi Martínez at Manchester United, which everyone knows on this channel I do, because shithousery at his absolute finest, and I love that. I think there's a lot of emphasis on the PSR for Aston Villa, and Villa's owners are more wealthy than ours, I believe. Super wealthy. So I'm not really sure that Villa have this PSR issue, or if they do, is one sale of Martínez going to be enough? Absolutely not. You'd push Morgan Rogers out first, then you would Martínez. They had PSR issues, hence John Duran went to Saudi Arabia. So I'm leaning towards, and I want Martínez. I do. And I know a lot of you guys think he's probably, I didn't have his best season. I agree. But I think coming to Manchester United would rejuvenate him anyway. I think you'd see the old Martínez at Manchester United. I really do think that it could well be his representatives and Villa feeding that information rather than, because nobody's put anything concrete. If you look at Fabrizio's tweet, me and you could have written that.
Yeah,
I could have written that.
It's very vague. It's vague.
Yeah, it's as vague as it gets. There's nothing concrete in there. So, and I think Sebastian is right. Look, Jarvis, I think you probably had the best take on it 2 weeks ago. Onana's not going anywhere. I think when we discussed it 6 months ago, and I said to you, there's no way we were looking to shift Onana or the goalkeeper because that was never in the budgeting plans, and it wasn't. And I stand by that. But I would be so happy if Martínez came to Manchester United, because I just think he's great. I mean, he is an absolute bellend. Let's be honest, he is. He's a disaster waiting to happen. But my God, when he's on his day, Jarvis, he's one of the best goalkeepers around, and we know that because we've seen it. So, I like stupid stuff because I'm an idiot. I'm a child myself. I do stupid stuff when I play football, and I like the fact that we're getting the Golden Glove and the World Cup final, and he does that with it. I just love that. That's, to me, I just want that person.
The Golden Glove.
I want that guy at Manchester United, because we haven't seen anything like that since. I mean, Cantona wouldn't have done it, but the arrogance to pull that off in front of billions of people around the world. Cantona had the balls, didn't he, to pull stuff like that off. Keane had the balls. We haven't had that type of player who's got the stones to do that. So that's just me. That's just me anyway. I'm not saying Jarvis. Look, if you were to weigh him up with Diego Costa or your mate, Jan Oblak, I think you would say Costa or Oblak are better keepers. I would agree with that.
Oblak, for me, I think he's a better
looking for the ultimate in shithousery. It's Martínez by miles. So, that's just me. I'm getting giddy thinking about it. It's pathetic, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I did say, aren't we in for that Atalanta keeper as well? Didn't I read somewhere about that the other day?
Yeah, there was some links to the Atlanta keeper. I scrolled through. There were some links with, was it the Napoli goalkeeper too?
Yes, the Napoli goalkeeper. Here's one. Bartes. He was as nuts as he was as mad as a box of frogs, wasn't he? Bartes.
Yes.
Absolutely off his tree.
Apparently, he smoked at 20 a day or something like that.
Yeah, I think he kept it from.
He won the World Cup too, so there's more similarities.
Yeah, he kept it from.
Are we signing a new Bartes?
Well, who knows? Who knows? It wouldn't be great though if he came in shaven headed or with a bald cap on it. It'd be absolutely, in his first day to training, it'd be absolutely brilliant. Turns up 2 hours late because he can't be.
Imagine Lisandro Martinez before every game kiss his bald head.
We didn't do it at Old Trafford.
Monk used to do with.
They didn't do it at Old Trafford, did he?
So yeah.
It's. I just love Martin. He's absolutely brilliant. He's not everyone's cup of tea. And I get that. I do. I get Martinez isn't everyone's cup of tea, but I just love it.
Yeah. But Danny B, he would buy Lamens.
Leicester keeper.
No, no, no. The Belgium. What's his? What the sport? No, I can't remember his club.
It was a Leicester keeper that we.
Yeah, that's Hermanson.
Oh, Hermanson, that's him.
Yeah,
Yeah, Hermanson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Naz is right. You don't want shit out of me. You're right, Naz.
Yeah,
I'd still
rock.
take him. Anyway, look, let's be honest. He's probably a safer pair of hands than Onana, surely.
Anyone but Onana. That's my take. Almost. I'm just sign a new goalkeeper and I'm happy. You know, I don't have any preferences besides Oblak, obviously, but you know, that's out of the picture.
He's right about that. John Burridge. Yeah, absolutely. What about the who was the
Grobbelaar?
Grobbelaar was off his tree. Yeah, so was Jersey Dudek. What about the Crystal Palace keeper who used to wear those awful grey tracky bottoms? He was
the Hungarian guy.
The Hungarian, Kirai.
Yeah.
Kirai.
Yeah.
He was crackers. He was absolutely crackers. But hey, look, Antwerp. Yeah. Look, don't forget, by the way, that Chelsea almost struck a deal with Munyon, didn't they, for AC Milan for about 18 mil. It's worth noting that. Didn't quite pay it. They didn't want to pay any more than 12, did they? But I'm just saying, 18 mil.
That's cheap. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Okay. And I want to bring you the next
That was a quick one, wasn't it?
Yeah, we can sit here and talk about goalkeepers, but it's not my specialty when it comes to goalkeepers. For me, I would like the goalkeeper to be neutral. I don't want to see him. I don't want to hear anything from him. I just want him to be solid and do his stuff. That's all I want from my goalkeeper. And I played the game myself, so I know how vital, how important it is to have a secure guy, a guy who breeds confidence.
We start pre-season training this weekend. It's our first pre-season this weekend. So I'll tell our goalkeeper, Jarvis says, I'll make it clear to him, pal. I don't want to fucking hear from you. My old mate Jarvis said, shut up and don't talk to me.
And on the goalkeeper thing, I see Kare coming in and say Vanja Milinkovic-Savic question mark, but this came out from the one and only Fabrizio Romano today, and Napoli are in negotiations with Turin for Vanja Milinkovic-Savic for an 18 million euro transfer fee. Talk took place today as Napoli wants to anticipate Man United and meet more clubs are keen. So Napoli are going for one of our options. So I think this is starting to fade away, the Milinkovic-Savic link.
I would suggest then that suggests to me that it's not priority. And all this Martinez is probably just smoke screen, because if United were interested at 18 mil, that kind of money is something you can just add on. You can bolt that onto your transfer spending. It's not going to hurt you at 18 mil. It's just something you can bolt on. 50, 30, 40 mil, it's a different story. You've got to negotiate, you've got to budget for it. 18 mil, that came up. So maybe the whole goalkeeping thing is just a bit of a... He's playing in the Austrian Bundesliga, isn't he? Vitek, doing very, very well as well, by all accounts. Doing very, very well.
Yeah, but I don't think it's ready. This is a different beast, being the Man United first goalkeeper. You have a crowd of 70,000 breathing down your neck every time you're on the ball. So I think you need a little bit more experience. Even David De Gea, when he came in young, he had a dodgy, I would say, season and a half before he came good as
it was almost 2 seasons. It was almost 2 seasons there. Yeah, absolutely. Somebody mentioned Lunin. I noticed the Real Madrid keeper. He played a couple of times, didn't he? Last season, a few times actually. Played a couple of Champions League games. He looked decent. I'd agree. I'd agree. He looked very, very good.
Sebastian comes in. So basically, Napoli and Wolves are the only 2 clubs we will do business with this summer.
It seems to be. And Brentford. Add Brentford to that.
Yeah, Brentford. Yeah.
Definitely add Brentford. Yeah.
Definitely. But it's interesting. The Savage link. He looks the role, as someone
He's
said
a
in
unit,
the.
isn't he? Was he 6'4"?
He's
He's
a
a big lad.
big unit. Yeah. Okay, I just want to go through my notes. By the way, while I do the show, I have handwritten notes of
Unbelievable.
everything I do, and I have a lot of pictures ready to show. So sometimes I just need to organize things. That's why I just let Stu talk and talk.
I'm amazed we get any viewers then. Fucking hell.
Just me sitting there.
Listen to this old knacker speak. I'm amazed we get any viewers. They come into look at your devilish good looks, Jarvis. That's why they tune in. Your devilish good
Thank you.
looks. The devilish tacticos and his devilish looks. Bless him.
Let's talk about the Richard Rios. You know that he's a hot.
Just a bit of a side curve from Catherine. She said Jose Sarr from Wolves next season. Look, I thought when Sarr came in his first season at Wolves, I thought he was absolutely brilliant. Then he really dropped off, didn't he? Started to come back better back end of last season. But it's a good shout there, Catherine. Good shout.
Okay.
Richard Rios, yes, sorry.
Richard Rios, yes. Let's go to Richard Rios. United exclusive is Danny Rust 10 and Dean Jones Soccer again coming in and say Justin, Man United are keeping tabs on Palmeiras midfielder Richard Rios as they aim to bolster their options in middle of the park. He plays for Palmeiras. He's Colombian, as we have established during the show. He's 25 years of age. I think he's quite technical, but I have never seen him played. I don't watch the Brazilian league.
No,
I don't know if you know anything about him, Stu.
No. The guys do, because one or two people have mentioned him. So, chaps, if you can give us a bit of a brief synopsis of Rios, that'd be great.
And when it comes why it's on the table tonight is because PSG are to beat Man United to the Colombian star. PSG are looking for him and are willing to. They are preparing a 30 million bid. But I have to mention he has a release clause. I think the release clause is quite high. It's about 85 millions from the South American outlet Antenna. So I don't think PSG will get him for 30, and I think we should just try to go for him then if he's that good.
Says here, Danny comes in and says like Bruno with pace and power that can dribble and progress the ball. Okay, cool, interesting. I'm sure there's a connotation in there. So there's a double entendre there, Jarvis. A double entendre. It's very cool.
The Brazilian wax.
Yeah, well, I know he's talking about a Brazilian footballer, Jarvis. How dare you? How dare you lower that tone? How dare you lower that tone?
I like the Brazilian Zamba.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I like
That's
the
what you
dance.
were talking about.
Yeah.
I dad dance. I can tell you that much. I'm not a great dancer. My kids think I'm fucking abysmal. But there you go.
It's all in the hips.
Oh, Dan, you're going on about what's that? That was that golf film. It's all in the
Happy
hips.
Gilmore.
That's it. There's a new one coming out in July, isn't there, on Netflix?
It's
all in the hips. That's it.
Yeah.
He played today, Richard Rios, and he was quite good.
What do you think? The release cost 85 million, but 30 million bid from PSG. They are preparing.
No,
I don't think we have the money to go for him. I think this is. I don't think this link is.
Our problem is, and let's be really, really clear about this, guys, and we all know this. If it's Manchester United and PSG, right now, PSG are the hottest team in European football. I can't see we've got a hope in that. Sorry to say.
No.
I just don't think we've got a hope. And there's no way PSG, if he's got an 85 million release clause, 30 million, no chance. Are you sure that release clause is true then?
Well, I'm not, because the source is dodgy. It's the
How long's he got
antenna,
left on his contract?
South American outlet. So
No wonder how long he's got left on his contract.
yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. I will bring him up.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Let's have a look. Richard Rios. Richard Rios Montoya. Ooh,
Oh,
Formula One
Montoya.
Montoya. Maybe they are
Yes.
related.
Hmm.
He's midfielder, DM, right-footed. He's 186, 73 kilos. That's 6'1" and 163 pounds. He's 25 years of age. He's Colombian. He plays for Palmeiras. 9 games, 14 games so far. I think they play in the summertime in Brazil. So this is his stats. A lot of greens when it comes to goals, pass attempts, pass completion, progressive passes, around 50 percentile. But his best attribute, successful take-ons. So he's a dribbler.
He's a ball carrier. Yeah.
And the progressive carry is 75, so it's good. And he can work defensively, blocks, and aerial ones is not too bad. And interception is 51. So compare him to players statistically. Who else do I know here? It's not many names I know. Malik Tillman, PSV Eindhoven, maybe.
Josh Eccles in Coventry.
Yeah. Josh Eccles, yeah. But yeah, there's not much to say. And if you go to the heat map, compare him with Bruno. Bruno is on the right, and Richard Rios is on the left. So
he's predominantly a right-sided player. Then he's a right-sided player, isn't he? Okay.
So we wouldn't bring him in to replace him with.
No.
I think he would at best be maybe a number 10, like an Mbeumo option. If the Mbeumo deal falls through. Yeah. So, well, I don't have much to say about him because I haven't watched him. So
we'll have to have a quick look at him, I think.
If the links get stronger, that's
guys know what they're talking about in the chat. So, and 2 or 3 people mentioned him. So, yeah, it's be interesting.
We talked about this in the last show. It's Osimhen, Victor Osimhen, and there's some updates when it comes to him. And apparently, Man United are out. The player won't adjust his wage demand. It's news from Ben Jacobs, and Ben Jacobs is becoming a tier 1 journalist when it comes to football. He's almost never wrong anymore, and this is the update. You say Man United are not in the race for Victor Osimhen as the player won't significantly adjust his wage demand. So he will be too expensive and turn down 600K a week or something like that from Al Hilal. So I think it will be far-fetched. We can't do an Osimhen deal. Unfortunately, this summer.
What's he earning right now?
I think it's about 250 at Napoli. 250, 270 something.
So what are we offering him then?
I don't know, but we can't offer him 600. That's for sure.
Well, no one's going to pay him 600 grand.
Besides Saudi.
So he stays. He either goes to Saudi then, or he stays at Galatasaray on 250 grand a week. I don't understand it. That's one thing that I don't understand it. I can't correlate.
It doesn't add up.
It doesn't add up to me. That's all. That's why I wondered if he's not going to go to Saudi Arabia, then nobody's going to pay him 600 grand a week. So are you sure he's only on 250? Because I don't understand. I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense to me. That one.
I'm doing it by recollection. So
by memory,
by memory, yeah. So I can't say for sure, but I believe it's about maybe it's 265 or something in that bracket. But someone in the chat can check it out. So Yeah. What are the chats saying? His wages are insane right now.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to know what he's on. Yeah, I don't. I'm not so sure. I buy that. Gala pays 250,000. Then Napoli pays 160 on top. Fucking hell.
Okay. Thank you for the update, Emanuele Odori. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so he's
Jesus.
on high wages. Yeah,
Well,
okay.
I don't want him at that. I don't want him anywhere near that.
So he's 400,
110.
410, probably
110.
euros, not pounds. But
Yeah,
anyway,
not interested in anyone coming to us on that type of money.
No.
That's just dumb. That's just
he
dumb.
will be our highest paid player then if he comes in.
Yeah, that's just dumb. That's just dumb money.
I think Casemiro on 350 a week pounds. So 400 euros, maybe.
Yeah,
that's
I think
about
him and Bruno are roughly, but there's he's never going to fit our wage structure anyway, because aren't we dropping him 25% anyway? So he's never going to support our wage structure. No, that's.
But it's a shame, he's a brilliant player. I like him. I really
very
rate
good
him.
striker.
Yeah,
I would
very
like
good striker.
at the two, but I'm not interested in that. James, I've read this today. Liverpool, it's got a bit of legs, that appears to be. So, we were talking about the player, then we're not going to talk about Jarvis, and the other one, Sesko. They've got nowhere to go, these players. There is no, if Liverpool are in for Isak, there's no Liverpool. No City, there's no Real Madrid, there's no Barcelona, there's no Bayern Munich. They've got nowhere to go. Sesko and Ugarte. They've just got nowhere to go.
Well, I think Sesko will go to Arsenal.
I think he goes to Arsenal.
Yeah, I think that's, as long as Leipzig are willing to sell him, I think if they can negotiate the price. They're asking 85 million, but I think Arsenal want to pay like 65, 70 in that bracket. There's some updates also on the wage bill, as we talked about. It's from Kamala coming in and say Italian and Turkish tax is 20% compared to British tax of 45%. So that's also a good point.
Dumb money, isn't it? 410 grand a week. It's a lot of money, that is.
Well, you gotta pay your taxes. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, but well, we'll just hand you over to the Oracle. That is the Nicholas Jackson Oracle.
I've been scouting the ether for news on Nicholas Jackson. So, there's not much to say, but there are some weak updates about Nicholas Jackson. And let me just find it. I hope I saved it. Didn't I? Yes, here we go. No.
I hope you've got the proper picture.
You do a couple of comments. I have to find it.
I will.
It's here somewhere.
Apparently, Johnny says apparently Isak was Arsenal's first choice, but they couldn't get him. Yeah, I think I'll agree with that. Jamie Wayne says, sell the club, book off and take the Wankstein Jim with you. Yeah, well, there's a lot of hate out there for Jim, and we shall see where that comes. That's why everyone was convinced Saturday was the place for him. I'd agree. Cross United, 100%. We agree with that. I don't know why he turned it down. Who knows? He'll probably end up there if he wants that type of money. I wouldn't be surprised if Napoli get Gyökeres if they move Osimhen on. I saw on Boxing Straight Talk on that one that Juventus are looking to move Vlahovic on, and Gyökeres is one that they're looking at. Jamie, I couldn't disagree with you here, pal. If Liverpool get Isak, 21 is coming. Look, he's a phenomenal striker. So let's see. Sebastian says, why would you want this guy, lol? Is that Osimhen, is it, I presume? Or are we on about Nico Jackson? Let us know. And Paul Evans comes in. He said, this summer will determine where we're going as a club moving forward. I 100% agree with that one. Yeah, 100% agree with it. And it's, here we go. Sorry. Drum roll. Have you found it?
Yeah, no, I haven't.
Oh, he still hasn't found it.
Well, I have to do it by recollection. There were some updates about Maresca. Maresca came out and was asked if he would ever consider playing Delap and Nicholas Jackson in in a front two, and he said he wouldn't. He would like to try. So I think that's not good news for us if we are going for Nicholas Jackson. I think
I'll be gutted.
I think
I'll be
Maresca
gutted.
wants to play with both of them.
Well,
So that's out
I'll
of the
be
question then.
Nicholas Jackson.
Who? Sorry, Miss
What
Jackson.
the legend that is Nico Jackson, as he's now called, isn't he? Thank you, Maresca. God bless you. Yeah,
you guys.
brilliant.
I just want to clarify. It's all a big joke when it comes to
It
Nicholas
is.
Jackson.
It's a massive joke, but it's funny though.
Yeah,
Jarvis,
it's an
ruse of the
ongoing
day.
joke.
You ruse the day you put that tweet up, don't you?
I should never have done that. I should never
I'm
have done
glad
it.
you did. I'm glad you did.
I found it is from Ben Jacob. Here it is. Has the update. Enzo Maresca on Liam Delap and Nico Jackson. I don't think at Leicester we ever played with two strikers together, but we'll see if Nico and Liam can play together. So it's not putting it away. That's the Nicholas, the daily Nicholas Jackson update.
Yes, that's what we're going to have, isn't it? The Daily Jackson. We're going to call it the Daily Jackson.
I gotta make a jingle.
I'll go to Jarvis. And now it's time for the Daily Jackson. Years and years ago on TalkSport, they used to have the Daily Arsenal, and he would come up and he would, what's his name? Adrian Durham would rinse Arsenal. He used to call it the Daily Arsenal. So we'll call this the Daily Jackson. It's like play on words. We shouldn't get sued by TalkSport on that one, pal.
I think we should be fine, with just a small channel. No one notices us.
We are a small channel, but
Except
thanks
you
to
guys,
the
to the
Devilish
legends.
Tacticos, you are pushing us really, really hard. So thank you, guys. We really appreciate it.
Yes. I don't know if there's any other big news. We have the Mbeumo news, and we can talk a little bit about it. For me, I think it's
this one. Sorry, we've seen this. Is it Gary Jacob? I haven't seen that, but that's a really interesting tweet, though. I wouldn't surprise me with Arsenal. They tend to back away, don't they, from big sums?
Well, they followed through when it came to the guy they signed from West Ham. What's his name again? The midfielder, British.
Oh, Declan Rice. So it's about the only one,
yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
That was 105, 110 million.
105, something like that, yeah.
Yeah. But Gary Jacobs, I don't know how reliable Gary Jacobs is.
Not sure.
When it comes to this.
Not sure.
Let's talk about Cunha. You all probably heard this during the day, but Man United have offered a package worth more than £60 million for Brian Mbeumo, and this comes in from none other than Duncan Castles. And for me, Duncan Castles hasn't been relevant since the days we signed. Was it Maguire and the British signings? I think he was spot on, and that's like 5 years ago. So
Duncan Castles hasn't been relevant for a good many years.
Yeah.
I strongly believe Mbeumo deal has been done for 2 to 3 weeks. I think it's done. I think when a player turns around, if a player has gone to the board at Brentford and said, I want to go to Manchester United, I'm going on holiday, get the deal done. I think that's where we're at with it. I think the deal's done. I think he knows he's going to Manchester United. I said on the show a couple of days ago after the F1, the interview was very, very interesting to me. That is a man who hadn't got a care in the world, not one care in the world. I even had a little bit of joke about it. I'm not used to transfer speculation. It's never happened to me before, but he was very, very calm. I think he knows where he's coming.
Yep.
I think it's a done deal. I think he will be pushed into the new financial year from July 1st.
Yeah.
I think it will get. I think the Cunha deal was one to get everybody happy straight after the season, and I think Mbeumo is just a matter of time before it's done.
But as we mentioned, I think the Mbeumo deal is much more difficult. It's more complicated because of they just lost their manager, Thomas Frank.
There's no way there would have been
where do you go from there when you lose your
Exactly.
manager? You have to bring in a new manager. You have to know if the new manager thinks that Mbeumo is what do you call it?
He could be.
be all and
Look,
end
a new
all.
manager to come in and
One
say
people.
irreplaceable, but at the end of
Yeah,
the day,
irreplaceable. Yeah.
yeah, I think at the end of the day, this is one that I think there's no turning back now from Mbeumo. As for the Tottenham links, whatever, no. Again, they were too busy trying to sort out Thomas Frank. They're not interested in. So to me, Mbeumo's done. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. I'd be very, very surprised if he's not in the door.
Yeah,
I'll
I
be
feel
outside
the same.
myself.
I
Watch the
feel the
straight
same.
talk on that one, pal.
Yeah, yeah. I agree. I think the Mbeumo deal is done, but we will see how long it will take because I think it's a complicated deal. But
It's not an easy deal.
if we're going past 60 million, I think surely has to be enough for Mbeumo. Then we match the Cunha bid of
I think that's all they're
62.5.
looking for. I think that's probably what it all. I think there'll be a lot of rhetoric out there. It might even, in football terms, we could even pay a little bit more, but it's reported we pay this. Who knows? But
And Cross United, he said, yeah, Phil Mbeumo confirmed his place further when he posted the thanks Frank post and told Sky Sport when he hounded him that he wishes Frank the best at the Spurs. So yeah, you are right on that. Cross Sport, good comment. Good comment. Yeah, so I think there's nothing more to add. I want to go tactically deep dive into Mbeumo when we sign him. And look at how Amarim can play both of them with Cunha and Mbeumo. And as I mentioned, I also think we can play him as right wing back when needed. So I think he's a versatile player, and even as a striker, if we need. So I think he will be a brilliant signing, without a doubt.
Oh, 100%. I think it's a top draw signing. That is top draw.
But I have to say, if it was up to me, I would go for the West Ham guy. Bowen.
Well, yeah. Look. Let's be fucking clear about it. Jarrod Bowen is up there, but nobody's even talking about Jarrod Bowen.
No, but they have the same attributes. If you compare Mbeumo and Bowen, they're quite similar. I believe.
Tottenham Hotspur would be crazy not to be sticking a bid in for Bowen.
Yeah.
But why aren't Arsenal looking at Jarrod Bowen?
I don't know.
Newcastle. Yeah, actually, the Kudos one, by the way, is really interesting. Kudos. I almost said Koros there, fellas. But Kudos, absolutely brilliant player, just hasn't shown it. It's I said to you, didn't I, last year, Jarvis, about Kudos?
Yeah, you mentioned he's a good player. I like Kudos, but I can't see us as long as we link to Mbeumo. The Kudos thing is
Mbeumo is the player. That's it. There's no Kudos, but I agree with you guys, Emmanuel. Cross TV, yeah, absolutely, yeah, 100%.
Well, if anything, the Kudos link that came the last couple of days, if anything, I think it's just trying to push Brentford over the line so we can get Mbeumo.
You've been called out again for the Jackson. Remove Jackson on the room.
Apart from Ekitike, Jokenes, which
Jackson was our number one target. Forget Ekitike. Forget Jokeres. It's Nico Jackson. He's the one.
I'm glad you brought it up because I have some updates because we are linked to a Jeep Striker 20 million goal machine.
Yeah, go easy on the machine. Plays for Genk, doesn't he? But
he is a machine, as far as I know. I haven't seen him play.
He's a big lad.
Okay,
Dave's right, by the way. Kudos is a steal for anybody. He's absolutely right, Dave. I'll get, mate, you're absolutely spot on. He's a very, very, very good player. And Jarrod Bowen would cost an absolute fortune, but I still can't believe there's been no murmurings about Jarrod Bowen.
Yeah,
that's all. I really can't. But just before you do that, Jamie posted something.
Okay, bring it
Jamie, up. Yeah, I've got to find it. If I can't find it, Jamie, can you retype it? Here we go. Jarvis is going to see if we can find anything on that. So let's do some comments. Boxing straight talk. Cunha and Mbeumo, that could be amazing. Totally agree, pal. Absolutely, totally agree. I think that would be brilliant. And the madness. Great to see you, pal. Xerxes and Mbeumo and Cunha will destroy most defences. Yeah, well, again, I've got no issue with that. Hock, I think a good appointment way to sum up, or a good apt way, sorry, to sum up United staff, other than being shite, lol, is they lack imagination. Transfer-wise, apart from all other aspects, no coherent vision. 100%. And very well articulated there, pal. That was, I totally agree with that. Paul Evans, boxing. I can't see him starting. I've seen enough. He's talking about Højlund. Sorry, there's a private conversation between the two. Sorry, lads.
Okay.
Wizzer has come in. Good to see you, Wizzer, by the way. Great to see you again. Did you see the points gap between Arsenal and City last season? How many matches did City lose? That's how shockingly bad they look with all their ridiculous spending. And the issue is, the Premier League was poor as a whole last season when you compare it to the last 5, where, champions have been close to 99, 100 points, over 100 points. Season was absolutely woeful. Apparently so. There was a lot of negotiation across United that Kudus would be looking or would be looking to swap Sancho, but now I believe we're looking for money and money only. Plus, I don't believe West Ham could afford Sancho's wages.
No, yeah. Okay, let me bring up the
just one bit of rinsing. Just one bit of rinsing. I'll let you read that one.
It might be Xerxes and Jackson alternative.
You're lucky Trev Wade's not in the chat. He would absolutely.
Yeah, where is Trev Wade? I haven't seen him.
We haven't seen him for a couple of days. Trev, come back wherever you are.
Trev, you are missed. We miss you.
Hope you're well, mate. Hope you're well.
Okay, let me bring up the news now, Stu.
Yes. Sorry, let me get rid.
We are linked to. It's from none other than Graham Bailey. You know who Graham Bailey is, Stu?
Yeah, yes, Graham Bailey. Oh, Graham Bailey, by the way, will be appearing on the show next Thursday. So we'll be having a transfer show with Graham Bailey. So
1 week from now, we will have Graham Bailey on.
Graham Bailey, 8 o'clock. It's going to be an 8 o'clock show. So pop that in your diaries, please, guys. But yeah, we've got him.
Yes, that will be brilliant. I'm looking forward to it. But now we can talk about Graham Bailey, and this is his scoop. He's a main source of this link. Graham Bailey says Manchester United are showing interest in striker Tolu Arokodare. And United are continuing to do work on the striker options. And the Nigerian Arokodare, who scored over 20 goals last season, has impressed with Dancy football and United in focus. And there's also one other update. Now this is this is the one. Manchester United are showing interest in striker Tolu Arokodare, and United scouts have pushed Arokodare's name, and is someone that Christopher Vivell and Jason Wilcox are aware of, and they appreciate him. This is Graham Bailey. So
he's well. Look, Graham is very credible.
He is
very, very credible. It's a name that myself and Jarvis aren't aware of. It only came about yesterday and today. We could see YouTube clips. We could get massively excited. He looks an absolute unit. But it'd be interesting to see what his stats are like in terms of his pace, his hold-up play, and his overall ability. So that would be really interested to see. But while you're doing that, big welcome, Devilish Tacticos and Tactical Devils. Welcome to Adam. Thank you so much, mate, for tuning in. I'd love you to like and subscribe if you wouldn't mind. You've joined a great community, I promise you now. Jarvis, take a look at this. Wow.
Okay. What's the source, Fred? And we will check it out. But first
Yes.
of all, let's do as Boxing Straight Talk tells us. We want to
Yes.
see
Heat
some
map
heat
on this
maps. We
kid.
want to see some
Yes.
stats on this new guy, Tolu. Let's call him just Tolu. I slate his name. How do you say it?
Yeah, let's call him Tolu. Tolu.
Arokodare, something like that.
Arokodare.
Arokodare.
Call him Tolu. Tolu.
Tulu.
We'll call you Tolu.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you could send
Oh.
us that link, whereabouts, Fred, because we can't find it. We'll have a look in a minute, pal.
we will. So Tulu. He's a big guy. 197 centimeters. That's 6'5.5". Wow. And he weighs 192 pounds. He's 23 years of age. No, he's 24 years of age, 208 days. He's born in Lagos, Nigeria. This season in the I think it's the Jupiler Pro League A in Belgium, he scored 17 goals and 5 assists in 30 games. That's quite good with an XG of 22.7. Okay, so he underperforms his XG then. He should have scored more, according to this.
More, yeah.
Yeah.
But he's only a tiddler, though, isn't he?
Yeah, he's 24, so he's in his prime. Let's have a look at his stats. Why does it always freeze when I do this? Okay, here we go. So the scouting report said non-penalty goals 96, 99 in non-penalty expected goals. Shots in total, he shoots almost 5 shots a game per 90. He's in the 86th percentile when it comes to assists. So everything when it comes to goals and assists is in the 80 to 90 percentile in almost everything. His pass completion is quite high. I think he's strong, so he knows how to hold up the ball, so he knows how to lay it off. It's in the 88th percentile. That's quite good for a striker. And touches in the attacking penalty area he has 8.44 per 90, so he's in the 99 percentile.
What's it like aerial?
Yeah. And aerial ones is 83 percentile, 4 aerial ones every game. And clearances also, so he probably contributes defensively on corners and set pieces. And he likes to move it. He moves in the right areas, and I think he's strong because he has in progressive passes received, he's in the 84 percentile, so 6.73 per 90. So I think it's hard to shake off the ball. Probably because of his size.
Yeah, size, yeah. Yeah. Somebody was compared him actually to Lukaku in the chat. That was interesting.
Okay. Well, if you see here,
I kind of see the physique, similar physique, isn't he? Lukaku is about 6'3", isn't he? 6'4".
Yeah.
I can see a similar physique.
And by players, you can compare him to by stats wise. Luke De Jong, for example, you know him from PSV Eindhoven and the Dutch national team. Big guy, likes to win headers. I think we know a little bit. And also, interesting name here is Manuele Di Luca, the guy we were linked to earlier, for I would say 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. I was all right with that list until I saw Paulinho on there. How the fuck can you compare us? Well, there you go.
Yeah, well. Yeah. So, and also when you look at the heat map, you have Tolu on the left, and I actually chosen Victor Osimhen. And if you look at the heat maps from Osimhen and Tolu,
look at that.
They are quite similar. He has presence inside the box in front of goal.
He holds up the play well. He holds up the play well on the halfway line. But his main heat map, same as Osimhen's, in the box.
Yeah.
And around the penalty area. Really interesting.
Yeah. So, maybe not as our main striker, but as an impact striker to put on, and in the dying minutes, 10, 15 minutes, it would be a brilliant signing.
But what do we do with Højlund then?
Ship him off.
Yeah.
Get him out.
Jarvis, no messing. No messing. Jackson in. Jackson in. Hold on one sec. I've just got to. I've just got a quick phone call coming in.
That's okay.
Put myself on mute.
That's okay. Yeah, but I believe it's an interesting heat map when I look at it, and they both have a presence, but we have to rely on crosses if we want to get this player. I think we definitely need Mbeumo in, because Mbeumo is really precise when he cross the ball. So and Danny B agrees with me. He says sell Rasmus, and the Boxing Straight Talk comes in with the same. We say send Højlund to the MLS, and yeah, I think we know none of us rate Højlund highly. That's just the way it is. So I don't know, guys, if you see this Tolu guy as a potential striker for us to bring in, but for me, I think he looks okay, but 20 million euros, not too much. I think he's on the low wages too. Let's see if no, it doesn't say his wages at FB Ref, so I don't know how much he's on for a week. And he started out in the Bundesliga 1 for Köln. He played from Imens in Ligue 2,
He won't be earning a lot, will
France,
he?
and Genk now for 3 seasons. And
10 grand.
during the last 3 seasons, he scored 1 goal his first season in only 1 game. Next season, he scored 8 in 14 games, and now he scored 17 goals in 26 games.
So he's improved massively.
Yes. Yeah.
Not massive. But I would imagine he's on 10 grand max a week in
it's a Belgian league, there's not much money.
So, you get him for 30, 40 grand a week here in the UK. Not much money. Probably be a cheap deal to put together. I can see why they would. We need to. Did we find that link?
No, I'll just, if I check on X, they would be all over the place if there were some links. Let's see. There's some news from Ornstein, but nothing when it comes to Mbeumo. So let's hold our horses.
Good to see you, Mr. B. Let's have a look. Luke de Jong, great. Another Weghorst, no thanks. Jamie, is this some baby shit for real? Have we fucked this up? I don't know. Jarvis hasn't been able to find anything, Jamie, on that one. Just been watching him, Danny. I think Dave's talking about Tolu. Absolutely, Boxing Straight Talk. 100%. We need somebody in the box.
Yeah, with some presence. That's the thing. You want like a big guy with some presence. Yeah.
Yeah. So Danny B saying Tolu, Lamens, and Yashari. We should be grabbing out the Belgium division. Interesting. Okay. No, Jamie, you can chill out, mate. I'm pretty sure Ornstein will be the first to cover that story.
Yeah.
He was the one to first drop the news of our interest and bid. Absolutely was.
I just want to say good night to Sebastian. Thank you for tuning in. Nice show, guys. I'm off 2 a.m. here. See you soon.
Absolutely.
Yes, understand. Thank you for staying on that late. Get some
well-earned rest. Yeah, thank you. Jamie says Liverpool are after Mark Gahey. Interesting.
Yes, because I have some links. Because I was wondering about Mark Gahey, because Crystal Palace are linked to one of Amarim's disciples. This came out today. Crystal Palace are in talks with Sporting for Ousmane Diomande as new centre-back. Negotiations on the way with player open to Premier League move, and Oliver Glasner has not approved Diomande has approved Diomande as a target. So I was wondering about this because I was thinking of Guehi. Maybe we were going after him because Palace was signing Diomande, but now apparently Liverpool are the one going for Guehi.
Good signing that'll be for the Scousers.
Oh, yeah,
Jesus, I hate to say
Van Dijk is not getting any younger. That's the thing.
No, absolutely. They've got to look at a replacement. Yeah, I totally agree. I think it's a great signing for them.
Yeah. How much do you think it's worth, Guehi?
70, 80 mil. England international.
With the English tax?
Yeah, about 70, 80 mil.
Okay. Yeah.
They're not going to get him for any less than that.
So you're talking about almost world record for a defender.
Yeah, well, they got Van Dijk in for 75, didn't they? So you're looking at Van Dijk level money. So 75, 80 mil. But they didn't spend last season. They haven't spent for almost 2 seasons, have they? They got shed loads of money, Liverpool have. They got no issues with PSR. Yeah. Interesting.
Dave say big guy with presence.
That's
Presence.
Oh,
You know me and my English.
Rinsed.
Big up, Dave.
Yeah, I can't. I did have a look. I don't know whether. Apparently, there's a link posted somewhere, but I can't see it.
Well, Liverpool are burning that money. Yeah, I think you're right.
They are. Yeah, they are.
They have money to spend. They have money to spend. But this was Monday, due Monday. I was actually thinking he's one that we actually should look at. Try to sign. I think he looks good. But the Portuguese league is not the same. I did some scouting, looked at a lot of Gyökeres highlights, and when I look at the defenders at that league, not meaning to offend anyone, the Portuguese league is a high level, but it's not the Premier League when it comes to physicality. That's just my thoughts on it. And you see there, Gyökeres is bullying the defenders, but I don't think he will get an easy game as in the Portuguese league when it comes to facing Van Dijk, facing Saliba, facing Gabriel. He can't just run through them. He has to run around them because they are massive. That's just the way I see it. So we will see how Gyökeres does when and if we sign him.
Time will tell on that one, pal.
Yeah.
Time will tell on that one.
Well, I think that's the end of my notes here. I have a couple of small updates if you want to go on for 10 more minutes too. But
I think we should. I can't find Fred the Red's link.
No,
so
okay.
We can't talk about it. If anyone can find Fred's link about Mbeumo, then let us know.
Yeah, if there's something posted in the live chat, then we can have a look. This came out today. Center Devils says from Ben Jacobs. The feeling is that Ruben Amorim prefers to keep Josh Xerxes over Rasmus Højlund. So one of them apparently goes then, and out of these two, it would be Højlund. But that's no surprise, is it?
It's not a surprise, but I think that's just lazy journalism. Again, you could write that, Jarvis. So could I. So could any of the devilish tacticos. We could just write that.
But it's coming from Ben Jacobs. He's.
Yeah, again, I've got to find something to write, haven't I? Gyökeres is. Here we go. Gyökeres is pissing everyone off, and Mbeumo, we don't know. This is. Well, if they've gone in at 70 mil, then there you go. It's Brentford could sell who they want to, but if Mbeumo prefers us, then it's up to United to match it, isn't it, Jarvis?
Yeah, or Mbeumo can just throw in a ridiculous wage demand like 500k a week.
Yes, to not get the move. Absolutely.
Spurs off if he wants to come to Man United, but it's basically it's up to the players if the clubs agrees on the price.
Yeah. Thanks for that, Fred. Thanks for sharing that info. I've always not been a fan of that type of tweet, Jarvis. The feeling is that Ruben Amorim prefers. The feeling is that Jarvis prefers Nicholas Jackson. That's the tweet, isn't it? That's what that tweet is all about.
Yeah.
Jarvis wants All Black to United. We can all say I don't really buy that. I'm not having a pop at Ben Jacobs, but I just think that's a bit lazy for me. Would you not agree?
I agree. I think it was worth mentioning, but that's why I brought it up now at the end of the show because it's nothing news in a way.
Absolutely. I mean, God forbid the picture comes up, Jarvis. The picture, look at everybody smiling and laughing.
Yeah. But when you think of it, why would Amarim go out to a journalist or someone credible to say, I prefer Xerxes over Højlund? Why would he do that?
Yeah, but just don't tell anyone, but I prefer Xerxes over Højlund. And then,
mates, they're just talking in confidence. Confidential.
Terrible, isn't it? And to be honest, look, I'm not going to go at the centre Devils because they're a really good channel, but it's just exposure for them.
Yeah.
And all they're doing is quoting the source, aren't they?
Yeah.
All they're doing is quoting the source. So, yeah. Stephanie's absolutely kippers you up here.
I'm sorry, Stephanie Jackson.
Oh, brilliant. Absolutely.
Big up, Stephanie, one of our chief moderators. Thank you, Stephanie. And by the way, we are 13 likes away for 100. So please,
yes, if we get us to
if you
100,
haven't
that would be
liked the
absolutely
show,
brilliant.
do us the honor and give us the like. You know, we are slaving in the kitchen. We're trying our best to bring you a show with a little bit of humor, with a little bit of facts, with a little bit of tactics, and you know, this is just not the regular transfer show that you see on other channels. It's not that serious, but we're trying to keep it real. That's
trying
just
to keep it real.
Yeah.
We didn't do a poll, but Hoyland, unfortunately, has had the kick in the balls we all thought he would. Mr. B's not having him. Boxing Straight Talk's not having him. Let's have a look. CMX.
Yeah.
Samix.
Big up, Samix. Big up.
Hey, Samix, that's over 100 likes. Come on. He doesn't like him. What does his whiz have to say? Do you trust in De Ligt to lead the defence? Defence wins you titles. I do, actually. I think if he can stay fit and we get a more solid foundation up the top so the ball's not coming back as quick enough and as often enough, then yeah, I do, actually. I think he'd be okay. We did speak about and the Manners. We spoke about that at the beginning of the show. Palhinha is very, very mixed within the devilish tacticos. Dave147 says, Jarvis, you should do Prowse week this week if you're comparing Cunha with Cantona.
Well, I'm taking notes. I already written it. Prats of the week. Yeah. That's a great shout. Thanks, Dave.
Bernard, guys, in case things don't go well on Amarim, which good coaches can we go for? That's a bit of a tricky one, that one. The problem is, Bernard, is that we've changed coach after coach after coach after coach, and we're just nowhere. I just, me for one, I think you got to give him as much time as possible. Time will tell. It could well be that the board get, come November, December, as the guys have said, the devilish tacticos have said, they could have a decision to make, but I'm hoping not.
Everything has to go tits up for Amarim to get sacked.
It's seriously got to go tits up.
If we are in the relegation battle in Christmas time, I think we can seriously have a debate. But besides that, I think we just have to stick with Amarim for the next 2 seasons and see where it takes us. I'm sick of changing managers every other season. I want to see some longevity, and that's just my take on it. But there are worrying signs when it comes to Amarim. Sometimes I didn't like how he handled the Europa League final, for example, in the dying minutes. Why didn't he chuck on the Maguire earlier and do some stuff to try to win the game? But I think he just needs. He's a young manager. He's unexperienced. He needs to learn, and I think actually he learns from this and he improves. So time will tell.
We lose 7 out of the first 10. Am I sticking or twisting? I'm sticking
100%.
I'm sticking Boxing Straight Talk. Yeah, it's a really good question. I like it, but I'm sticking. I do think he can turn it around this season. I really do. If we get the players that we're linked with and we want, I think he can really turn it around.
Stu, are you getting giddy? Giddy FC.
I'm always giddy. No, I'm not giddy. Anyone who knows me knows I'll never get giddy. How many players do you think we sign? I reckon it won't be even close to 5. Jamie, look, seriously, mate, we need 5 players. We've got to sign 5 players, in my opinion. I tend to agree with you. I think we'll only get 3 in, but I think we need to sign 5, in my opinion.
Stu, I have some updates from none other than Transfers MUFC.
Okay.
our own Rushmano. I haven't seen Rushmano in the chat tonight, but he's probably busy working or something. But he has some
Legend,
updates
absolute
coming in.
legend.
He has a brilliant channel. Go subscribe to it on X. It's called Transfers MUFC. And I want to build to give you to break this for you guys a little bit. And this is came out today. It's Nico Williams. And Nico Williams has agreed terms with Barcelona and now working in progress to get done club to club. Apparently, he's willing to drop a little bit in wages, and because he wants the Barcelona move. So that one blocks Rashford's move to Barcelona.
Yes.
We heard rumors today that Rashford was linked to Newcastle, and then it came out that he wasn't linked to Newcastle.
It's just
So it's like back and forward. I don't know what will happen with Rashford. There are some worrying signs that he might be staying. It's hard to offload. His wages is £350,000 a week, and he hasn't performed well. He did okay for Aston Villa, I would say, okay, but not enough to gain some interest from other clubs. And I think he placed all his bets on one move and one move only, and that's Barcelona.
He was never going to Barcelona. Never in a million years was he ever going to Barcelona.
In his deluded mind, he believed that he was going to be a Barcelona player.
As deluded as it gets.
Yeah.
Do you know what I would do if I was him? If I was his agent, if Nicholas, I was going to say Jackson then. Nico Williams is going to Barcelona. I would be trying to get myself out to Bilbao. I know they only like Basque players. But I would try and do, look, if Williams is gone, I'll take his place. That's what I'd be doing. Or Athletic.
Yeah.
Might be a good fit for Athletic, but I don't think he'd work under Simeone. Simeone would probably make him cry every day.
And we also have the Napoli link. It was also under Conte now. Well, yeah.
Again, if you know, Napoli was supposed to be linked with Garnacho, so you only buy one, don't you, Garnacho? Or Jamie said that. Well, to be fair on that one, Jamie, Betis were proposing a dual ownership for Anthony, and that's just never going to happen in a million years. So.
And this came out to now from this is the link that came out from our one and only Rushmano, and it says Transfers MUFC. Rashford is expected to have his number 10 revoked and reassigned to Mateus Cunha, and this is from Sam Lockhurst again.
Yeah, look,
Manchester Evening News.
Yeah, Cunha's worn 8 in the past, hasn't he, as well, I think, and he's not going to get 8 because that's Bruno. So, look, he was sent out on loan last year. You can reassign shirt numbers all you like. Martial was crying, wasn't he, when he lost his number 9 to Cavani. And so just get on with it. Stop moaning. Get on with it. Martial was like to wear 11, wasn't
he? Well, taking away his number 10 shirt, is that Man United's way to say F off?
Look, I know it's a bit weird, but I wear number 8. And I don't like playing with that number 8 on my back. It's stupid, it's silly, but it's just my number. I've always worn number 8, and I love number 8.
Juan Mata, number 8.
Paul Ince, really, is where it all kicked off.
Yeah.
Paul. Look, it's tough. It's tough, really. If you were serious about your profession, then you wouldn't be at risk of losing your number 10. You're not serious about your profession at the moment. So, yeah, I've got no issue with it.
No. Well, for me, I think that's the last thing I have in on my notes. There's nothing more to talk about. There's some updates on Ederson. Ederson is apparently attracting some interest from Saudi. But the price tag, for us, it's beyond what Man United's budget is. So I think Ederson, the Ederson thing, the Atalanta Ederson midfielder, is not going to happen. If anything, I think he goes to Man City. As far as I see it.
He did.
And on the bright side, the young kid Diego Leon is
July
joining
1st.
Man United 1st of July. So
Yes.
we will get to see the young lad play for Man United probably in the friendlies in the summer. It will be interesting.
We'll go to
I know
America.
nothing
We'll go to
about him. I
America.
heard a lot of good things, so I'm excited to see
You'll go
how
to
good he
America for
is.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely. Well,
Mm.
dude, it's been a great show.
It's been a brilliant show. It's been a brilliant show. And on Paul Ince, he played for the
He did
Skipperets. Yeah,
indeed. Although he always says that he went to Inter Milan first, so he didn't actually join from
the
Manchester United. He said
Shipwrecks.
he joined from, but no, unacceptable. I totally agree. But
Yeah,
yeah,
but
it was a
I
great name
read
for
some
us.
stories about Paul Ince, and he didn't want to. He didn't
He
want to
didn't want
get
to leave Man
sold.
United. He was kicked out of Manchester
He
United.
was kicked out, I
He
believe,
was kicked out. He
from
didn't want to
Ferguson,
leave, and he's been
and I
bitter
think
ever
he did
since.
it to spite Ferguson and go to
He's been
Liverpool. I don't
he's
know, but
It's
that's
true.
what the
He's
rumors
been
say.
bitter. He's been bitter ever since. He never wanted to leave the club, and he's been bitter ever since.
Mm,
But United wanted rid of him. Called him a big time Charlie, famously, didn't he? And
mm.
it wasn't right. So yeah, he was a great player for us.
I
Absolutely.
agree. I always loved Paul Ince when he played for Man United. I think he was a brilliant player.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a
he
brilliant
was
player.
all over the place, and he had the right mentality there. He was a madman, but he knew how to control himself a little bit, enough
Great
to not
tackler.
get
Great tackler.
great
Real
tackler.
hard
Yeah,
tackler. Yeah, great tackler.
yeah,
Ran the
yeah.
ball brilliantly. Got us moved from back to forth brilliantly. I think it
George,
was.
big up. George, big up. Hi guys, Glazers and Ineos out. Yeah, as you see, I am Glazers out
You
by
are
half.
indeed. And rightly so. We all are on this channel. Paul
Yeah.
Ince was part of one of the greatest goals Cantona scored, and that was
Yeah, the
against Norwich.
overhead kick against Chelsea away.
No, it
Remember?
was more the team goal from Norwich away on a Wednesday night, I think it was, or a Monday night football. And we played it out from the back. Insta Kanchelskis. It was just, absolutely brilliant. Brilliant
And
move.
Kempelskis, what an underrated player.
Oh, what a great player he was. Yeah, what a great player. Great player.
The way he ran with the ball, I never seen a player ran that quick with the ball. He
was amazing.
had
And
pace.
he was just lightning.
Yeah.
Like Nicholas Jackson could learn a lot about speed by watching Andrei Kanchelskis.
Yes. He was something. He was something. Kanchelskis. It's been a great show. I started a couple of questions. Let's see if there's anyone.
Oh yeah, we've checked. Yeah, we've done that.
Yeah, we done that. And I also say between Palhinha and Ugarte, who is strong on the ball?
Palhinha is better. He's a better tackler than Ugarte, but Ugarte is a better ball carrier, perhaps, than Palhinha. So I think Palhinha is a better, definitely a bigger man and a better tackler for sure, or used to be. But we haven't seen him for 2 years, have we? So
no, we haven't. And also this one comes in from Paul Evans. Big up, Paul. He comes in and say, panel. Do you see who do you see as a starting centre forward next season? I wouldn't be surprised if Højlund remains. I agree with that statement. I agree. I
wouldn't be surprised if he remains, but I don't know who our starting centre forward would be right now. I don't have a clue.
I would be really disappointed if Højlund starts in the first game against Arsenal, and we haven't brought a striker in yet. I think we are not serious, and we're not backing Amarim the way we should do. I think you need a proper striker. I've been sitting here over 100 episodes. By the way, Stu, last we forgot it was our 100th show last time. So this is our 101st show. So we have to do another 99 to get another celebration. So
yes, 100%.
You got to keep count.
Yeah, we have. Sorry, I'm just.
Yeah, and also Mr. B comes in and just seen Liverpool also in and go for Guehi. Yeah,
it's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. And the end of madness comes in United after Palhinha, I believe. Yes, we have been talking about this for over the first 40 minutes of the show. We talked about the Palhinha link. Man United apparently just wants a loan, and Bayern want a permanent sale, 30 million pounds. So let's see how that plays out. But that's the last topic of the show. We are just a few subs of 1100 subscribers.
1100, yeah, absolutely
Thank you,
brilliant. Thank you.
Vicinator, for reminding everybody how many likes are we on. If you haven't liked, please like the show. We want to reach 100. That's the target for the night. I think we are on 90 something.
99. What are we on? Let's have a look. Have a look. 94.
94. Okay, so 6 more likes. If you haven't liked, now is the time. Get us over
Please
the line.
Like.
100 line.
Like and subscribe.
Oh dear. And Kadi Thomas say, Jarvis's 1000th show. We need you at Old Trafford.
Yeah, we'll be outside. We'll get some devilish tactical devils microphones. We'll stand outside and we'll interview everybody on our 1000th show.
Yes. And I will wear that shirt. You will remember me.
I will wear my name. I will get a replica of my very first shirt, which is the Admiral 1978 shirt.
The one with the stripes.
I'm going to get the white one with the stripes. Yeah, absolutely. My first one actually was red. Beauty. I will get the white one with the stripes.
Yes. I'm just going to check X right before we go if there's any more news, anything on the ether, and there's nothing. So that's the end of the show. Thank you. 304 people watching as we speak. In a brilliant show. Thank you, everybody. Thank you to my good old friend Stu Woolley for joining.
We will have you
to the live chat.
We will always have you. Everybody's welcome in this community. It's absolutely brilliant. The guys and the girls, they're absolutely brilliant. They'll look after you. You come back, and in fact, we're live again Sunday evening. So
yes, we will try to go live around 9 p.m. But we will see around 9 p.m. Yeah. That's we only do 3 shows a week unless there's something really breaking going on. So
fingers crossed. I'd recovered from our first pre-season training. I'm not looking forward to it, and I'm feeling myself getting shattered even thinking about it.
Men's over 50, the mighty Tipton Town.
The mighty Tipton Town, the skipper.
When are you going to show us some live footage from your games? And
they don't really record live footage, but I don't know what's happening this season. I shall ask.
You get a friend, just film with your phone.
Yeah, I shall ask. But the thing is, I'm that quick, you'll never see me.
Yeah, it's just like a blur.
Like a blur. Well, you might see fire, flames, as I've moved that quickly. So
yeah,
I will ask somebody to do that for sure. We're back on Bernard. Sorry, we're back on Sunday evening. Please
Sunday night, around 9 p.m. UK.
9 o'clock UK time. Please join us.
Yes. So I just want to say thank you, Fred the Red, Bernard, End of Madness, Huck, Cross United, Shahid Raza Khan coming in, big up. That's a name I haven't seen that many times. Boxing Straight Talk, one of the legends. Kadeen Thomas, Jamie Wayne, the Wootinator, one of our moderators, Mr. B, Dave, all of you legends. I'm sorry if I didn't mention your name, but we couldn't have done this without you guys. You are the best, so thank you. And by the way, we didn't mention it, but the schedule for next season came out.
Yeah, we'll talk about that Sunday, because I don't
talk
mind
a little bit about it.
Yeah, I don't mind it, but let's talk about it Sunday. Yeah,
it will be a tough opening: Arsenal, Chelsea, and Manchester City in the first 5 games. So we will talk about it. And guys, go in the non-live section after the show and give your predictions. How many points will we take in the first 5 games? That's the end of the show. Thank you, everybody. It's been a great show. And thank you, Stu Woolley. Thank you, guys.
Pleasure.
We will see you on the next Sunday night, 9 p.m. Have a good one and good night. Bye-bye.